should you consult multiple lawyers, and what do you do if a bunch of them come up with different interpretations of the law and there is a conflict which has no resolution? A lot of times, a lot of clients who are consulting with me nowadays, or a potential client comes to me and asks me about the strategy that I would suggest for his or her case. When they are not satisfied, then they're not sure, or whether perhaps sometimes they don't understand, or maybe they don't approve of the strategy that is being suggested by the lawyer. I always tell all my clients and potential clients that you should never ever depend on the words of your own lawyer, because if you have a case which is important enough, in which the stakes are high, the law is vast, the interpretation of the law is even more vast, and any lawyer can at any point of time commit a mistake. And even otherwise, there is also the possibility that the mistake might not be made, but there could be a strategy which would be better than what the lawyer sitting in front of you is suggesting. So I tell every single person, and that is why I'm telling you as well, if you can, if the stakes are high enough, always consult multiple lawyers. The problem that arises though is, I have seen on a couple of occasions, multiple lawyers are consulted, everyone or maybe one or two give different opinions, and then you, being the layman who doesn't understand how the law works, is now confused as to how to proceed. And no resolution comes out either. And I had no answer to this either for the longest of times. But for this one occasion where this client suggested, I refused, and then he insisted, and then I agreed, especially because he did pay a little more consultation fee, that I get on a conference call with him and the other lawyers that he had consulted, so that a common action plan can be agreed upon. And if there is any disagreement as to how things should proceed, at least the lawyers can present their reasons for doing so. I'm proud to say that at that particular moment, with 3 lawyers on that con call, when the client reiterated what I had suggested as a strategy, after a little bit of clarification, the other lawyers promptly agreed and said, yes, this is definitely doable, and it is strategically the more appropriate option among the other suggestions. And because of that, the client was very, very happy and was sure that this strategy is the best one available to him. And that was a breakthrough moment, because before that, the perception that I had in my mind was that lawyers don't really like to be pitted against each other by a client. But then I guess these were old, outdated, redundant thought processes that I subscribed to by looking at the other senior colleagues at the bar. I guess now that times have changed, that the legal industry has become more competitive, and because of that, something which should have always been done is now being done, which is that if a client wants, if he has that little extra bit of money, he can reach out to other lawyers and also have them together on a con call to present the pros and cons of each strategy, and to even figure out what would be the best solution among all of those presented to the client. If you have the money, if the stakes are high enough, and you're not sure about the strategy put forth to you by the lawyer in front of you, go ahead, do this.